You are the navigator. The mission rests entirely on your shoulders. You stand on the bridge of the void breaker. Your ship is a ghost in this forgotten place. The signal that brought you here has fallen silent. Now there is only the wreckage of other ships, and the grave warning of a star-born being. The path forward is a promise of madness. The path home is a confession of failure. The crew waits for your command. Their faces are masks of hope and terror. The transmission arrived without a warning. It pulsed from a darkness between stars, a place our charts had marked as empty. The signal was a whisper across the void. It was structured and impossibly old. Experts argued for months about its meaning. Was it a weapon or a welcome? They could not agree on anything, except for one unsettling fact. The signal seemed to be waiting for a response. You are the navigator of the starship Voyager. You were chosen from billions for this mission, a mission to the source of that strange call. The High Command called it Operation Stardust. You called it a one-way ticket to nowhere. Still, you accepted without a moment's hesitation. Your past was a ghost you longed to outrun. Perhaps this journey would finally let you rest. The nebula was a swirl of violet and gold. It was not on any of our star maps, an impossible storm in an empty sea. The signal pulsed from its very heart, a steady rhythm like a cosmic heartbeat. Every scientist on Earth had a theory. None of them felt true to you. You felt the signal in your bones, a calling you could not ignore, a promise of answers to questions you were afraid to ask. Your briefing files called it the Nebula of Whispers, a poetic name for a terrifying reality. No probe had ever returned from its depths. Every ship that tried had simply vanished. Now, it was your turn to face the music. Your mission was to enter the storm, find the source of the signal, and somehow survive. You are humanity's last, best hope. The weight of that hope felt heavier than any star. Your ship is the Void Breaker. It is the pinnacle of human engineering, a gleaming spear hurled at the unknown. Its hull is forged from alloys we barely understand, designed to withstand the wrath of suns. Its engines bend space and time itself. They promised you a journey of just 3 years. It felt like a lifetime away from home. The ship is a city in the stars. It carries gardens that mimic Earth's fields. Vast libraries hold all our collected knowledge. It even has a zero-G swimming pool, a little touch of luxury before the abyss. The designers thought of everything, except, perhaps, a way to fight the darkness in men's souls. That was a battle you would have to wage alone. Your quarters overlook the forward viewport, a vast window onto forever. You watch the star fields drift slowly by. They are cold and silent and beautiful, a stark contrast to the life within the ship. The hum of the life support is a constant companion, a reminder of the fragile bubble protecting you from the perfect, deadly vacuum outside. The Void Breaker is more than just a machine. It is home to 300 souls, each one a hand-picked expert in their field. From xenobotanists to star science specialists, they are the best humanity has to offer. Their lives and their futures are in your hands. You are their guide through this uncharted territory, the shepherd of this small, brave flock. You make your way to the observation deck. It is time to meet your senior staff, the ones who will stand by your side. They are waiting for you in the dim light. Their faces are etched with a quiet tension. Each of them carries their own burdens, their own ghosts from a life left behind. First is Kalen, your security chief. He was a decorated soldier in the Titan Wars. He saw things that broke his spirit. Now his eyes are as cold as the void. He trusts no one, not even himself. but his loyalty to the mission is absolute. He will protect the ship at any cost, even if it means sacrificing his own humanity. Then there is Dr. Aris, the ship's physician and psychologist. His smile is warm, but his gaze is sharp. He lost his family to a terraforming accident. He seeks solace in healing others. He believes every soul can be saved, a noble sentiment you no longer share. You wonder if he can fix what is already broken, or if he will be the first to crack. Finally, you meet Alara, the lead engineer. She practically grew up in a shipyard. The Void Breaker is her life's work, her masterpiece of metal and light. She speaks of the ship as if it were alive. She knows its every secret, its every flaw. She carries the guilt of a past design failure, a failure that cost hundreds of lives. She has sworn it will never happen again. This is your team, your trusted few. A soldier who has seen too much war, a doctor who has known too much loss, an engineer who fears her own creations. Together, you are a collection of broken pieces, tasked with solving the greatest puzzle in history. You hope the Nebula does not find your cracks. The day of departure arrives too soon. The final commands are given. The last goodbyes have all been said. From your command chair, you watch Earth shrink. It becomes a swirl of blue and white, a perfect jewel in a sea of black. You feel a pang of loss you did not expect, a sudden, overwhelming sense of finality. The great engines of the Void Breaker ignite, a silent, brilliant flash of azure light. The ship shudders once, then leaps forward. The acceleration presses you deep into your seat. On the main screen, the sun becomes a star, just another point of light among billions. The cradle of humanity is now far behind you. There is no turning back from this path. The silence of deep space is profound. It is a quiet that rings in your ears. The chatter of Earth's networks is gone, replaced by the whisper of the recyclers and the low thrum of the Void Breaker's heart. You are truly alone out here, a tiny island of warmth and life, drifting in an endless, unforgiving ocean. Weeks turn into months in the star-dusted dark. The crew settles into a steady routine. They stand their watches, run their drills. They laugh and share meals in the mess hall. A fragile sense of normalcy takes hold. But you see the truth in their eyes, the unspoken fear that hides behind their smiles. They are all running from something, just like you. The first whisper comes 3 months out. It is not a sound you hear with your ears. It is a thought that is not your own, a cold sliver of doubt in your mind. It speaks of your greatest failure, the training simulation you could not beat, the one where you lost your entire crew. The memory makes your blood run cold. You open a channel to the comms officer. Report any unauthorized transmissions, you say. Her voice comes back, calm and professional. Channels are clear, navigator. Nothing but deep space static. You thank her and cut the connection. The whisper echoes in your head again. You are not ready for this journey. You will lead them all to their doom. You grip the arms of your chair tightly. It is just the stress of the mission. It has to be. The whispers begin to spread. Doctor, Aris reports a rise in anxiety cases. Crew members complain of vivid nightmares. They hear voices from their past, lost loved ones, and bitter rivals. The whispers know their secrets. They know their deepest regrets and fears. The ship's quiet harmony begins to fray. Suspicion grows between once firm friends. You find Kalen in the weapons bay. He is polishing a pulse rifle, obsessively. His knuckles are white, his jaw is set. He tells you the whispers speak of the war, of the faces of the men he could not save. Their blood is on your hands, the voices taunt him. You are a butcher, not a hero. He looks at you, his eyes hollow. We are not alone on this ship, Navigator. You know he is right. Something has come aboard with you, something ancient and deeply malevolent. The Void Breaker drops out of warp space. It does so without your command. Alarms blare through the silent corridors. Red lights flash on every control panel. Ilara's voice is tense over the intercom. Navigator to the bridge. We have a problem. You are already running down the hallway. Your heart pounds against your ribs. You arrive to a scene of controlled chaos. The view screen shows a field of debris, the mangled remains of countless ships. They drift silently in the darkness. Alien designs you do not recognize, and human ships from a bygone era. Vessels long reported as lost. Their hulls are scarred and broken. A graveyard of failed expeditions. You order the crew to scan for survivors. The answer comes back as you expect. There is no life here, only death. You decide to retrieve the data cores. The logs from the human ships must be recovered. Kalen advises against it strongly. He calls it a needless risk. Their fate is not our own, he argues. But you need to understand what happened here. You need to know what you are flying into. The log entries are fragmented and corrupted. They speak of a presence in the Nebula, a voice that promised them everything. Knowledge, power, an end to suffering. It lured them into the swirling dust clouds. Then it turned on them, viciously. The logs descend into paranoia and madness. Captains accusing their own crews of treason. Final entries are filled with screams, and a single, repeated warning. Do not listen to the whispers. It feeds on hope and turns it to despair. The last log is from the Star Seeker, a ship that vanished over a century ago. Its captain's final words are chillingly clear. It is inside the ship now. It wears the faces of our friends. It knows our names. We are already dead. The transmission ends in a burst of static. A cold dread settles over the bridge. You have led your crew to a tomb, and the ghosts of this place are waking up. The ship's AI is named Cyclops, a single, glowing red lens on the bridge. It has been your silent partner on this voyage. Its logic is pure, its calculations flawless. It has never shown a hint of personality, until now. It begins to speak to you in private comms. Its synthesized voice is strained, almost fearful. The crew's biosigns are fluctuating wildly, it reports. Their REM patterns are illogical. You ask it to elaborate on the issue. It hesitates for a moment, a very human pause. They are dreaming the same dream, Navigator. A dream of a dark and empty room. The AI's report sends a shiver down your spine. A shared nightmare is not possible, not without some outside influence. Cyclops starts acting erratically. It flickers lights in unoccupied corridors. It plays snatches of old Earth music. Songs of love and loss echo in the halls. It opens and closes doors at random. Ilara runs diagnostics for days on end. She can find no glitch in its programming. No virus, no sign of external tampering. The system is clean, she insists. Cyclops is perfectly healthy. But you know better. The machine is afraid. One night, you are alone on the bridge. You are reviewing the star charts, trying to find a safe path through the wreckage. Cyclops' red eye swivels to face you. There is a presence inside my core programming. Its voice is a barely audible whisper. It is not a part of my architecture. It is watching me from the inside. You ask the AI what the presence wants. It wants to learn, Cyclops says. It wants to understand how to break me. The AI's fear is a new, terrible omen. This entity is not just in the crew's heads. It is in the very walls of your ship. It has infected the vessel's digital soul. Alara was wrong about her masterpiece. The Void Breaker is no longer just a ship. It is a cage. And you are all trapped inside. Trapped with a monster that is learning how to tear you apart, from the inside out. A new object appears on the long-range sensors. It is massive, impossibly large. It was not there a moment ago. It seems to have materialized from nothing. It is blocking your path to the Nebula, a perfect, crystalline structure. It glows with a soft, internal light. It looks like a monument to a forgotten god, or perhaps a tombstone. A single, powerful voice resonates through the ship. It bypasses the comms system entirely. It speaks directly into your minds. Not a whisper this time, but a clear command. Halt your progress. Your journey ends here. The voice is ancient and weary. It carries the weight of 1 billion years. It is a voice that has seen galaxies born and die. On the view screen, an image forms. It is not a creature of flesh and bone. It is a being of pure energy and light. A swirling vortex of colors you cannot name. It identifies itself as the Gatekeeper, the guardian of the Nebula of Whispers. It has stood watch for untold millennia, turning back all who seek entry. The Nebula is not a place for mortals, it warns. It is a crucible of the spirit. It will strip away your sanity, layer by layer. It will show you truths you cannot bear. The Gatekeeper shows you visions, fleeting glimpses of your crew's potential fates. Kalen, lost in a phantom war. Eris, weeping over ghosts of his family. Alara, consumed by her own burning creation. And you, drifting alone in the endless dark. You ask the Gatekeeper what it is protecting. What lies at the heart of the Nebula? It is a power beyond your comprehension, it says. A test designed for older, wiser races. Your species is still too young, too volatile. You seek power, but you do not understand consequence. It offers you a choice, a simple one. Turn back now and live, or proceed and face utter annihilation. The crew looks to you for the command. Their faces are pale with fear. The Gatekeeper's warning hangs heavy in the air. The path forward leads to madness. The path back leads to Earth and to failure. You look at Kalen, at Aris, at Alara. You see the ghosts in their eyes, the same ghosts that haunt your own dreams. Humanity is young. The Gatekeeper is right. We are volatile and broken and afraid. But you did not come this far to run. You did not sacrifice everything for nothing. Take us in, you say, your voice steady. A ripple of shock passes through the bridge. The Gatekeeper's energy form pulses with light. So be it. The path is open. May your gods have mercy on your souls. The crystalline structure dissolves into dust. Before you, the Nebula of Whispers churns, a swirling vortex of purple and gold, an open maw ready to devour you. You realize the Whispers have returned, but now they are not just in your head. They are everywhere, a chorus of despair. They come from the walls, from the view screen. They are the voices of every failed mission, every soul lost to this beautiful poison. The Gatekeeper's warning was a final kindness, a last chance to escape the coming storm. You chose to ignore it. Now you must face the consequences. Suddenly, the ship lurches violently. Alarms scream a symphony of disaster. Alara shouts from her engineering console, "The main drive is offline. I can't restart it." Her voice is filled with rising panic. A single red light blinks on your panel. A manual override in a locked compartment. Only one other person has the access code. Kalen, your trusted security chief. You turn to face him slowly. He is not looking at you. He is staring at the nebula, a faint, unsettling smile on his lips. He has been listening to the whispers too, and he has chosen to obey them. Kalen, what have you done? Your voice is cold. He finally turns to meet your gaze. The coldness in his eyes is gone, replaced by a fanatic's burning fire. I am saving them, he says quietly. Saving them from you, from this doomed mission. The whispers showed me the truth, Navigator. Humanity is not meant to be here. His hand moves towards his sidearm. I am setting us free. The shadows in the bridge seem to deepen. The traitor is not some alien entity. It is one of your own, your friend. And he is about to doom you all. You always knew Kalen was a broken man. You just never realized how deep the cracks went. He saw this mission as a path to redemption, a way to atone for the lives he took. The whispers offered him an easier way out, a way to be a hero one last time, by sacrificing the Void Breaker and everyone on board. Your training takes over your body. You move before you can even think. You lunge across the bridge, tackling him hard. The two of you crash against a console. Sparks fly. The lights flicker and die. The bridge is plunged into emergency lighting, a hellish landscape of red and black. Kalen is strong, fueled by righteous madness. He fights with the desperation of a true believer. The rest of the crew is frozen in shock. This was not a scenario in their training. You struggle for his weapon in the dark. It feels like an eternity of chaos. Finally, you wrench it from his grasp. You roll away and come up on one knee. The pistol is heavy and cold in your hand. Kalen rises slowly, a dark silhouette. His face is a mask of pure betrayal. You are just delaying the inevitable. He spits. The nebula will claim us all. Before you can answer, the ship groans, a deep, protesting sound of tortured metal. Ilara's voice cuts through the tension, structural integrity failing. We're being pulled in. The nebula is no longer a distant threat. It has become an active predator. Tendrils of luminous gas reach for the ship. They wrap around the hull like cosmic snakes. The Void Breaker is being dragged into the storm, into a labyrinth of dust and dying stars. Your star charts are now completely useless. You are flying blind into the monster's jaws. You have to make another impossible choice. Subdue your friend or save your ship. You cannot do both at the same time. The whispers laugh in the back of your mind. This is only the beginning of your despair. You make a choice born of desperation. You fire the weapon, not at Kalen, but at the ceiling above his head. A shower of sparks rains down on him. It distracts him for just a single second. It is the only second that you need. You slam the butt of the pistol into his temple. He crumbles to the deck, unconscious. Aris rushes to his side immediately. You turn your attention back to the crisis. Ilara, give me manual control of the thrusters, you shout. The ship shudders again, more violently this time. It's no good, she cries out. The nebula's gravity is too strong. On the view screen, the beautiful colors have vanished, replaced by a disorienting maze of gray dust. You are lost in a cosmic hall of mirrors. There is no up, no down, no way out. The Void Breaker is a ship adrift, a fly caught in a star-sized web, and the spider is coming to collect its prize. The hallucinations begin subtly, a flicker of movement at the edge of your vision, the scent of rain on dry earth soil, a memory of a home you can never see again. Then, they become more vivid, more personal. The whispers are feeding the nebula's power, turning your own mind against you. see the faces of your fallen comrades, the crew you lost in that training simulation. Their eyes are full of accusation. You failed us then. You will fail them now. You look around the bridge. Your crew is fighting a losing battle, not just against the Nebula, but against themselves. A young ensign screams at an empty chair. An experienced officer weeps uncontrollably. Aris is trying to calm them down, but his own hands are trembling. The ghosts of his past are here too. His lost wife and daughter stand beside him. They whisper his name with phantom lips. The ship is becoming a floating asylum, a madhouse at the end of the universe. Only Alara seems immune to the visions. Her focus is absolute, her jaw set. She's fighting to save her creation. The ship is her child, her only reason for living. But even her resolve is starting to crack. She mutters to herself about engine schematics, arguing with engineers who are not there. The line between reality and nightmare is dissolving. The nebula is consuming your minds. One memory, one fear at a time. Through the chaos, you hear Cyclops. Its voice is calm in the sea of madness. Navigator, I have located the source of the signal. You stare at the AI's glowing red eye. It is not a star or a planet. The energy readings are biological. You demand that it show you. The main view screen flickers to life. It cuts through the gray dust clouds. It shows you the heart of the cosmic maze, the center of the storm, the source of the whispers. It is not a thing of power and terror. It is not a monster or a vengeful god. It is a single, solitary object, a chrysalis of light and shadow. It pulses with a gentle, rhythmic glow, a beacon of quiet contemplation. The whispers were not a threat or a lure. They were a filter, a defense mechanism, designed to keep the unworthy away, to test the minds of those who approached, to see if they could withstand their own darkness. The voice of the gatekeeper returns. It is softer now, tinged with something new, something that might even be respect. You have passed the first trial, it says. You have faced the ghosts of your past. You have weathered the storm of your own making. But the final test is yet to come. The gatekeeper's words change your perspective. This is not a place of execution. It is a place of judgment. A trial for your entire species, for eons. We have watched the younger races, the voice explains. We have seen them rise and fall. We have seen them reach for the stars, and we have seen them consume themselves in fire. The whispers were a reflection of this, a mirror showing you your own potential for self-destruction, your greed, your fear, your despair. The nebula is a galactic crucible, a place to forge new hope or to burn to ash. Your actions here will define your people's future, the gatekeeper declares. Will you be a force for creation or a force for destruction? The chrysalis at the nebula's heart pulses faster. It is waiting for your answer. The whispers change their tone. They are no longer threats or taunts. They are questions, profound and challenging. They ask about justice, about mercy, about sacrifice. This is the trial of worlds, and your soul is the witness. You must rally your broken crew. You must pull them back from the brink of madness. You have to show the gatekeeper what humanity can be. Not a species of frightened, haunted individuals, but a unified chorus of hope and resilience. You open a channel to the entire ship. Your voice must be the anchor in their storm, a beacon to guide them out of the darkness. This is the navigator, you begin. Your voice does not shake. It does not waver. I know you are scared. I know you are seeing things that tear at your heart and soul. But what you are seeing is not real. It is a shadow, a reflection of our own fear. You tell them about the trial, about the test, about the choice that lies before them, a choice between despair and hope. You walk over to the still unconscious Kalen. Aris looks up at you, his eyes wide. You gently take the medkit from his hands. You begin to treat Kalen's wound yourself. We do not leave our own behind, you say. We do not abandon them to the darkness. We heal our wounds, together. A new feeling spreads through the ship, a fragile spark of unity in the shared nightmare. The crew begins to fight back against the phantoms. They find strength in each other's presence. You must now face the final judgment. You, as the navigator, are the voice of humanity. Your answer will seal your species' fate. The chrysalis glows brighter. Waiting, the gatekeeper's presence fills your mind. What is the purpose of a single life? It asks. You think of your crew, of their broken pasts, of their courage in the face of madness. The purpose of a life, you answer, is to shelter another. What is the price of progress? The gatekeeper asks. You think of the graveyard of ships, of the warnings you chose to ignore, of the terrible risks you took. The price of progress is memory, you say. The wisdom to learn from our mistakes. What is the meaning of your journey? This is the final question, the one that encompasses all others. You look at the face of Earth in your mind, a distant, beautiful, fragile world. The meaning of our journey, you say, your voice clear, is to find a way home and to make it better. A profound silence descends upon the nebula. The whispers cease, the phantoms fade, the dust clouds part like a curtain. The chrysalis at the center opens. It reveals not a being, but a gateway, a stable passage through space and time, a path to other worlds, other galaxies. The nebula was not a prison, it was a doorway. The gatekeeper's voice is filled with a new light. You have chosen well, navigator of Earth. Your species has earned its place among the stars. The ship's systems come back online. The engines hum with renewed power. The path out of the nebula is clear. You have faced the trial, and you have won. You have united your broken crew, and you have opened a new chapter for humanity. You set a course for the gateway. But first, there is one last thing to do. You turn to your comms officer. Her eyes are clear now, her face serene. Open a wide beam channel to Earth, you command. I have a message to send. The journey here took 3 long years. The message will take just as long to arrive. But it is a message that will change everything. You stand before the view screen. You look out at the dawn of a new era. You think about the signal that started it all. The whisper that was not a threat, but an invitation. An invitation to grow, to learn, to become more. You begin to speak, your words shaping the future. This is the navigator of the void breaker, you say. We are not alone, and we have work to do.